is an exchange of sex versus money.
So that's why I find it when
so it has to be toxic.
That's what I find it.
Maybe I'm foolish, maybe I'm blind, thinking I can.
Welcome to another installment of I'm Only Human podcast. Be here, you listen with your brain and not your ears.
So she's a child for you just as well.
So? Why not toxic?
It is very toxic.
Me looking at younger girl, why not toxic?
You know, you're not getting the point when I say you're 55. Why aren't you thinking about having or maintaining a family? Why are you thinking about a trophy life?
And everybody wanna life. So
every man, God make everybody with the same thing, you know. You have the same.
So mommy I'm 55. As I say, I'm 2 youth, right? That means I'm already been through second long life and decides, alright, me know I can't marry that. Me know girl.
Second long life. Listen to the words I just said. I said that the man is 55, never been married. You
so
just
said that means that he married.
What you call second?
As in start a family with that girl. And they probably have 8 years, 9 years, and don't work out. And I split up and now me I do my own thing.
And now you at 55 want to try a 25-year-old. Wonderful.
So what wrong with that?
I mean, see something very wrong with that. You're not ready for that life yet, and at 25 you already know this girl is not ready for that life. So you are just living fucking single. You just try to live out your best days with a 25-year-old. One 25-year-old now makes them something in their life. You know, you're barely a 25-year-old right now where just come out of college and I think we'll pay back our student loan. I think we'll finding one job. I think we'll alright go and party and enjoy life a little bit till she's 30.
Well, that's not toxic.
Me find that very toxic. So with this, we are
basically we are saying that once I'm dating somebody way younger than me and not want a serious relationship with her, that means I'm toxic. Or put it this way, suppose I'm there with the 25-year-old girl and me want to start walk over in terms of a new relationship with she, and we end up talking about 2 years, we married her in the 3rd year. You still toxic?
Not necessarily. Yes, I might say I miss my point, you know. If it is going to put up a red flag for me if I'm 25 and a 55-year-old man looking. If I put up a red flag, I say I go enter the relationship knowing.
Man that I still put up a red flag?
No. Because of course, every woman is going to put up a red flag. You're a woman and you understand that you want in a life at that age versus what a man at that age want in a life. So if him now come to me saying, yo, look no, me been in a this, me understand what that where me I come from, and this is where me I look for. If you put that to a 25-year-old where I live our best life, she will tell you point blank, say, brother, I know that me I look for.
No sir.
Me I look for live life.
No sir.
Me I look for live life. And you see if she will tell you, she will show you. So live she want.
Look at that most of them girls, especially in Jamaica. That's why when you see them most go up on Instagram or whatever social media post up and them say them a post up in them clothes and thing. Why them not post them man? Them do have money now but them say probably a man older probably it's just them sugar daddy.
Why man post sugar daddy? That no means say we are have one healthy relationship. It is an exchange of sex versus money.
So that's why I find it when
so it
man
have to be toxic.
That's why I find when man invest in a woman in terms of gear things we go through school and as soon as them left school them left the man. You could what do you call it? What do you call it the woman toxic this one?
Me that call it so the man can have sense.
You know.
No, let me tell you why me go say the man can have sense. He's 50 fucking 5. Him a 55, him been in this world, him understand what life is about, you know.
I know, but if you ever take my things and then left me way after you get where you want already. And same thing.
What are the same thing? You usually look for a little young thing for your arm. You didn't want somebody to pose and profile it for sure. All the other old man friend them say, you want me and not this is not my boss. Same thing.
That come back down to woman being as much toxic as man. Me think there's an equality of toxic.
And me did say it equal. But, remember when it started, you said woman more toxic.
But I think woman more toxic.
Move than man.
No, for real, cause an idea, you know. if you're in a relationship, you know, as much as you know say otherwise, a woman, as a woman in control of a relationship, but you act like a woman always act like she in control of a relationship.
I disagree.
What? Why disagree?
Me disagree.
Yeah.
Because a man supposed to play a leadership role not in it with a relationship, friendship.
Good point. A man must play a leadership role, but I know every man have the leadership role in him. So because me like judge thing off a sign in terms of your birth. Cause that like Sagittarius, Aries, Gemini, me think everybody different. Me think everybody has a certain type of girl.
That's one
Me think
different
everybody has a
topic
certain type of
time.
girl.
Me not think
Because everybody have a different leadership board. Some people like to lead and some people like to follow. Some people like to follow and some people like to lead. So if you find somebody, if two persons in a relationship will like to lead, then what are you going to do?
Hold on now. Hold on. That is a totally different topic. So make we have that topic there on another podcast.
Alright, put it that way. Alright, let's stick to the topic.
Exactly.
What's the most toxic thing you ever done in a relationship where you can remember?
When me ever do?
Yeah, like once you come to once you hear toxic and relationship, what comes to mind?
Most toxic thing when me ever do. My biggest problem, or let me not say problem. The biggest trait that I would say within me that's toxic is insecurity. And
so being insecurity is toxic.
Well, I'm gonna tell you how it will be toxic. It will be toxic if the other person is really and truly not doing shit to make me feel insecure. Because I am going to keep on using some little signs I'm gonna probably see somebody else do, I'm gonna probably say. No say if him do this then at the same thing instead of judging the person for the person.
Why is a case where a man for the whole always are being judged for in the past relationship? Why is it that when you're in a new relationship, when I compare it to the past relationship, I say, alright, this is not my past relationship.
Well, I know. I feel like that's something everybody do. I feel women do it more because of how women hurt.
More toxic.
And I say we're more toxic. That if based off of what you just said, the man would have been more toxic. If you always say women do it more, it means that women hurt more. So it means that she's gonna come off and feel insecure more about every little thing. Who would have make she hurt more? Now most the dirty
stick to the point. What's the most toxic thing about it? Say insecurity?
Yeah.
But I think insecurity is
toxic.
Insecurity is just that they don't trust the person, so you'll always be insecure.
Exactly, but if the person has not given me a sign or shown traits that are what may I say insecure, then we should not judge them. Alright, we have a friend, right? No name. And if she ever watch this podcast, she's gonna know how she may talk. My friend has a personality like this. She prefer for pre the worst. Pre said the man I will do the worst. So therefore if it happen, it not hurt her as much. Who would have made that happen? It just means that she been hurt so many times. So she just have guard her mind and guard her heart.
If you
however, she right now, I think somebody who she's with right now is not what me that say, him actually want offer the best of himself, but him probably don't know how to do it based off of how she guard herself. So right now she's a toxic person in that relationship.
Alright, so if a woman can do that, like think about the worst thing in a relationship as I say, that's not actually being toxic, but that's actually being insecure, as I say. But if you can think something like that, the least thing happen, you gotta think say the man be toxic or the man be, you get me? So I think that's the worst thing to do, because your mind has something where complicated. So if you gotta think that eventually if the person do something like that,
automatically
mind say alright, he might do that.
And it's gonna be hell for convince you say another.
Me think one of the biggest thing we need to have in a relationship is trust. If you cannot have trust in a relationship, toxic, or if you're not toxic, you can feel like a toxic person because of
Or you
man,
have to exert toxic traits.
you get me, so. Well, me stick to my point. I said, I think I'm one of the most toxic one in a relationship.
Hold on, no. Let me give you a
And,
next scenario. Let me give you a next scenario, you know.
Mm.
Right? Because we've been around this world. A man did something to me. I tell you my experience. A man did something to me and it hurt me. Then by now never me do nothing. This nigga went out and fucked like the whole world. At some point in time I said to myself, you know what, the hell with this shit. I'm done.
Alright.
Right?
Good point.
Finish. Let me finish making my point.
Well, finish making a point, so I'm gonna remember the question.
That have nothing to do
If
with me.
that person can go down for the whole world and you know and still there with him, and you don't consider yourself toxic,
Can I finish my point?
no point.
Thank you. No. Remember again when you talked about that already. When you said that somebody can be toxic and because of how they continue to react, you end up now becoming toxic. So I will admit at that point in time, I was also very toxic.
Alright, so.
Right? So, coming back to my point. This nigga, the way him do and him apologize today, find out next week, him apologize next week and kept on doing the same shit. Over the years that we were in a relationship. You know what this nigga did one day? One day, I said to myself, you know what? I can't do this no more because you are not willing to change. This nigga, and I swear upon my life, I'm not telling a lie on this boy. The man waited until midnight or hours of the morning, 2 a.m. Put a rope around him neck, video him fucking self about to hang his fucking self, sent me the video and then turned off his phone. Want you hear what I say now? At the time I had a friend who he was close to as well, because as I say, when you're in a relationship for a while, your friends become his friends and so on and so forth. He sent my friend the video as well. Now, my friend was a night owl. I am not a night owl. So I was really asleep and hear my phone go ping. And it's like in my head, me I say, you know, I'm not even gonna read this now because I already told this nigga I'm done. See the name come up and you turn down the face of your phone. Just for 2 seconds later, you see a friend call you. You wake up, you see the video? You see the video I supposed to send? I saw it. Maybe it's because I didn't watch it. When you check it now, at this point in time, keep in mind now regardless, and as some know say, then something they will also make you become toxic. Because if, I'm know Jamaica will bash me out for this, if me really never give a fuck me that watch the video and send a text and say, I wish you well in hell, motherfucker. But instead, me and my friend rush out. Don't ask me how we get taxi. Don't ask me how we get drive. But we went there just to see the house lock up. No lightning in the house. And we literally kicked off to the back door. When we kick off the back door, this motherfucker is in his underpants with the rope around his neck with a big bat telling us to get the fuck out of his house so that he can continue to hang himself. And the Bible, this is the funny part, you know, the Bible was open on the table in front of this motherfucker's bed with a wonderful scripture reading from Psalms open on the table. And him a swing the bagatelle when I come in and climb up on the table ready for jump off. Me and my friend run like 2 idiots and hold him foot because me I tell us that it's serious rope and never no joke rope. Serious rope like when you're watching a slavery show and they not tied to perfection and this motherfucker jumped and we hold the foot one at a time. Through me did fatter than she, me holding foot and she get up and go up there with this knife. I try saw down the blinking rope. See me I tell you, I never do the man nothing, you know. Never did that thing to the man mother. I said to the man, say, I'm tired of the fuckery. About 20 minutes after, the place was silent, man start ball. Oh, I'm sorry. No, remember we just talk about you killing yourself. How we reach you apologizing for the fuck you did? See me show you?
So basically him use that as an excuse.
Him use that as
Get your
a
face to
style
face
to
to
get me
talk.
to come back face to face to have a conversation. But I'll admit
But-
at that point in time I was toxic too
Okay,
because
wonderful.
as I say, me should did watch the video. I replied to the video and say, I will see you in hell. Or good luck in hell. And go to bed and pray to Father God and ask to forgive me sins. But the situation did know say me equally toxic. Him know would never reach up there if I did even 5 o'clock in the morning we never reach. That's why I'm saying the 2 hours of the video. I'm thinking now, I have sense, him know him do.
Alright, so we're getting to the end of this episode, you know. Toxic relationship. And females, if you're in a toxic relationship and you're not toxic, please delete the relationship.
Yeah man, come on man.
You get contaminated, isn't it?
Come on.
But on the flip side, me think everybody experience a toxic relationship because if you're gonna go through a toxic relationship, you can know how or what happened in a toxic relationship.
And you can't know how to have a healthy relationship now.
Exactly. And me feel the longer you're in a toxic relationship and the more you get toxic in another relationship there.
That is true.
You see me? But I stick to my point, I think woman is the most toxic one in the relationship.
You never
If they're
value
not-
in ourselves yet.
If they're not the most toxic one in the relationship, they are the more what I'm saying. The troublemaker in a relationship, the problem child in the relationship.
Wow.
Because in every relationship, you realize this is the one pointer. You realize in every relationship, once everything goes smooth, a woman always bring up something out of the ordinary way to stir up the relationship. You don't talk.
Bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Bullshit.